Let me see. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. And welcome. Wait. Okay. Hello. Almost done. Setting up. It's crazy. I'm going to have this down packed one day, I promise. That is good enough. How about that? Oh, no. God dang it. Because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. Hello, everyone. And welcome to today's episode of Shays Wellness Club Q&A. Thank you for joining. We are, talking weight loss, wellness late at night tonight. So, how's everyone's day? What did we cook this week? That's going to be my first question I ask everybody. Hey, Gabby, just thanks for joining. And thank you for joining Jess over there. And we're also live on TikTok. So we're all the way around out here. Okay. And today we're going to be talking about weight loss mythbusters and what really works, what really doesn't. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Okay. That's enough there too. Perfect. So let me see. I'm doing this one again on TikTok. Sorry, you guys. But let me know how you guys had a great day today. And what did we cook? Did you guys see my story? I finally learned how to make, even though this isn't really wellness part. But, I'm letting a few people come in, period. But I learned how to make mac and cheese. Oh, my God. Y'all just don't know how excited I am. Uh-oh. How excited I am for Thanksgiving. I actually need to start texting my friends to let them know that I am cooking this year. I cook every year, but I always got to text people and let them know. Make me a stop while I have food. Sure. I'd rather it's good to have more tools. TikTok. All these technical issues be getting on my nerves. But I thank you for bearing with me, okay? I'm trying to... I thought there was a spot where... Oh, well. Maybe it's not on the tablet. So thank you for joining tonight's episode of Shays Wellness Club Q&A, where we talk about wellness, weight loss, good eating, good intention, mindset shifting, and everything in between. And I am your weight loss specialist and wellness bestie and accountability bestie, Shay Cuts. You can call me Shay for short. My name is Sade. And we are talking about weight loss mythbusters, okay? Because a lot of us be told certain things that does this, that does that, but not necessarily true. It all always depends on our body and how we take well to certain I'm trying to think of the correct word. the correct guidance and stuff like that. Everybody's body is just different. Some people don't like to do keto, and some people do like to do keto. Some people like to do fasting. Some people really don't like to do fasting. It's really all about how you want to do this journey. There's no shortcut to this. It's not easy, but it is can find a least beneficial thing to do. Um, it's always worth it when you stick to the goal, when you stick to the plan, and if you stay to the end. I'm gonna help you go through a mini uh wellness strategy session where we can go over a few things that you would like correction on or just help with in general. For anyone that wants to stay to the end, I do have something free for you for watching. And we're not going to do this super long hour thing. We're really going to just, do a deep dive, but not so long, if that makes sense. So, people have been asking me about stuff. Well, does this thing work? Does that thing work? So we're going to go over some things and see if I can, pop some myths for you. So, myth: you have to starve to lose weight. Explain. It's about extreme restrictions. So, someone was said you have to starve yourself in order to lose weight. A lot of us think that intermittent fasting is just starving ourselves and we don't eat all day, and that it's a really fast way to weight loss. Though it is very much the case, if you want to lose weight fast, like say if I'm going out of town or if I have an event to want to get cute for, especially, or anything like that, I do an intermittent fast to where you could lose 10 pounds pretty quick. But sometimes that's not sustainable, because if you deprive yourself of too much, you are going to basically overeat, binge eat after your fast is over. A lot of us don't know that a simple 16-hour fast is only skipping breakfast. But what you eat next is very important. So if you're fasting and the first thing you eat is Taco Bell, I mean, you can do that for one day, but doing that all week is definitely not going to serve your purpose. Because the whole purpose of fasting is to, one, discipline your mind when it comes to food. Two, it helps you detoxify the body. And then it kind of gives yourself a disciplinary mindset shift, if that makes sense. But also fasting. And if you need any ideas on the different types of fastings, because there are different types, if you need more explanation on what a fasting is, feel free to inbox me. I have a something for you to explain all of that, where it's different ones and everything like that. I've done multiple different fastings. I've done the 16-hour fast. I've done the 20-hour fast. Now, you have to starve to lose weight? No, because I've lost weight eating 5 times a day. And when I tell people this, they get very surprised, because when I tell people I've lost weight eating 5 times a day, they get surprised, because it's like, how do you eat 5 times a day and lose weight? That was when I was my absolute smallest, when I was eating 5 times a day. One, I wasn't restricting myself from foods. Once, 2, I wasn't hungry all day. 3, I didn't have to question what I was eating that day as well. And it was actually a lot easier eating more than less, to be honest. And I might go back to that, because it really depends on what you eat. Now, when I was intermittent fasting, and say I don't eat till 3 p.m., I want to eat the whole house, especially if I am. Hey, Vaughn, thanks for joining. Hey, Caroline, I see you over there. Thanks for joining. And Dr. Hope, thanks for joining. But so when I would do intermittent fasting, and you guys know that I go to the gym as well. When I would come home, I just would want to eat the whole house, you know? So it really depends on your goal, it depends on your body, and how, when people first come to me with the weight loss journey type of thing, a strategy, I actually prefer more food instead of less. Sometimes it's really all about what we eat. That's going to be the most important thing of this weight loss wellness journey. And I know that everyone doesn't want a weight loss as their motivation or as their goal. Wellness in general, because once we discipline what we eat, it's really a game changer from there. Because once you say no to certain foods that have been, hindering us from all this stuff and all this that's been adding to the stress, honestly, because the worse we eat, the more it adds to our stress. The more it adds to our stress, the more it runs us down. The more it runs us down, the more we don't have energy. The more we don't have energy, the more we're snappy. The more we're snappy, the less pleasant we are being around others. So it really all takes effect. It's a psychological thing. Hey Gaines, thanks for joining. So we're talking about myths in weight loss, and we're talking about how starving yourself isn't always the solution. From someone that used to do that, a long time ago, the wrong way, it doesn't help at all. Starving yourself doesn't do anything. Burn calories and stuff like that. I can't. Anyways, carbs are the enemy. That's the second myth. That is not true. Carbs are not the enemy. The right carbs are what really is what's going to fuel you for the day. I would always say carbs in the early, like your first meal. I'm not going to say first. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but your first meal is the most important meal of the day, because it really does set the foundation for the rest of your day. Excuse me. So if I start eating crap in the morning, that's going to really define the rest of my day. Am I correct? If you agree, put in the comments. Let me know if you agree or not. But and let me know in the comments which myth have you heard that you don't think is real or correct. But yes, carbs are not the enemy. I always suggest be smarter with your carbs. Like, when it comes to pastas, I try my hardest to do wheat pastas or veggie pastas. When it comes to carbs, I try to do sweet potato instead of white potato. It's just more nutrients in sweet potatoes to me, and it's a natural sweet. And it just is such a good side to other things. So some people say, well, how do you cook sweet potatoes? Someone looked at me weird when I was boiling sweet potatoes. I'm like, how do you cook them? Anyways, so you can oven bake your sweet potatoes and make it. When I go to restaurants, I get that as a side. A baked potato is really good. A baked sweet potato is really good. If you go out to eat and you're getting a baked sweet potato, try not to get the sugar on it, the heavy butter. That's just kind of defeating the purpose of it's already a sweet side. But also, you can make sweet potato fries are really good, especially with a good oil. Light butter, that's always all right. Light butter is cool. It's just when we put it in everything, when we overdo it, that's when we add on the calories. Because actually, a teaspoon of butter, 2 teaspoons of butter, it adds up. So when you add it to your sides like that, it's defeating the purpose. Carbs. So making sure that you're just mindful of your carbs, because there are good carbs out there. Or even if you do white potatoes, just not adding so much, if not at all. But I want to teach us to slowly, gradually get there. But no cheese on your potatoes, heavy salt, heavy butter, sour cream. If you can take anything away from your mashed potatoes, I would take the sour cream away, because sour cream definitely fattens up most of our meals. Tacos aren't necessarily, well, I guess necessarily tacos are like a big bag meal, I guess you would say. But to take some of that extra fat away, take away the sour cream, take away the heavy cheese, and stuff like that, right? We're also gonna, if you want to replace, for watching, I'll give you some of my gems on that. If you want to replace some of your, if you're gonna replace your sour cream, I would definitely suggest plain Greek yogurt. Now, listen, I know you're like, girl, I ain't gonna put no yogurt in my mashed potatoes. And actually I suggest that to replace anything you put sour cream in. Sour cream in like mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, stuff like that. Well, it's mac and cheese or anything else you put sour cream in, replace it with your taco, stuff like that. Because it tastes just the same. It really does. It has the same texture, it has the same consistency, it tastes the same. If I were to take the label off and I would give you something with with sour cream and plain Greek yogurt, you wouldn't taste it. You wouldn't taste the difference. And it's more healthy calcium and stuff in the Greek yogurt. But that's right there. You need hours of gym time. For the third myth, we have you need hours and hours and hours of gym time. You really don't. Simplicity is your best friend when it comes to the gym. When you go to the gym, I kind of overdo it, and I'm working on like a better routine when it comes to the gym. But simplicity is going to be your best friend. All you have to do, not all you have to do, but if you're starting your gym journey now, your best bet is to make it less stressful as possible. One, to not think about everybody looking at you and watching you. Take that out of your head now. Everyone that's going to the gym is going through their own personal reasons why they're going to the gym. They're not going to the gym just to see how bad your form is, how bad you look in that outfit, how bright your colors are, how you might look like a juice head or something, heavy weights trying to show off. No one cares, okay? So that's rules number one of going to the gym. Because take that out of your head. Everybody's not staring at you. You might be inspiring somebody, because when you go to the gym, there's always someone you look that can take your advice. Or there is always someone that's like, wow, they did that kind of good. So you never know who you are inspired by at the gym, because you'll see people on all different type of levels. And I don't care how small or big you are. You're, puny, no muscle, big stomach, little stomach. There is always someone that may be inspired by you. So just stay in your own little world and do your thing at the gym. But yes, you do not need hours and hours of gym time when it comes to the gym. All you need is a good 5 to 10 minutes of stretching. I say a long time of stretching because a lot of people like 5-10 minutes. If you can, just go down to 5 minutes. It's really hard for me to just do 5 minutes of stretching. But when you really learn how to properly stretch, that's going to make your workout so much easier. It's also going to help your how well you do a workout. So say if you do a lunge, it might be harder if you don't stretch. Because if you a lot of us, especially ladies, hold a lot of stress in our hips. So if we learn to do, like, yoga was a big impact for me learning how to stretch properly. So I stretch in my stretches. So if you do stretches properly, and if there's someone that wants to know more about stretching, let me know. I will be adding a small segment into my webinar that's coming up. I'm doing a 3-day course where we're going over weight loss strategy one-on-one. And also I'll be doing a workout demonstration, stretching demonstration, and a cooking demonstration for my ladies and men who want to join. It'll be 3 days. And if you're interested, inbox me the word or just inbox me and I'll make sure you're on that list. But yes, you do not need hours in the gym. So 5 minutes of stretching from top to bottom. You can even stretch your glutes. A lot of us ladies aren't growing our glutes properly because we have to stretch our muscles in our glutes in order for your glutes to get ready for the workout. If that makes any sense. Just like we were having to stretch to get our muscles ready for our, lifting, aesthetics of workout or whatever. You got to get your body ready for it. Glutes are no different. And if you would like exercises with that, please let me know. But also, 4, healthy eating is too expensive. I'm going to tell you one better that my past someone close told me. You know what's more expensive than a gym membership? And just think of the most expensive membership you ever heard of. Just think about it. I think the most expensive membership I've seen is probably Edge, maybe. I don't know. Maybe 125, but I'm in St. Louis. But other places. Oh yeah, let me know where you guys are from as well in the comments. Hey. The most expensive gym membership you've ever thought of, well, been to or heard about. Put it in your head. And you know what's more expensive than that? A doctor's bill. Having to get surgery because of an issue. I hate to say it, but chemo is more expensive. And, insurance is expensive. And those co-pays, who feel like paying them co-pays all the time if you have to constantly go to the doctor? The medications, a lot of us aren't on insurance to where we could afford these expensive medications. But you know what's cheaper? That $25 membership at Planet Fitness. That $35, $45 membership at I don't even know if Gold's Gym's open anymore, but Club Fitness, Crunch, all of them sound cheaper to me than a doctor's visit. And if you could take a bottle, a $30, $40, $50, $60 Douce, Hennessy, whatever you want to call it, and you want to keep paying for those, but can't pay for a gym membership, we got to set our priorities better. Okay? But yes, eating healthy is not too expensive. It's something that we need to prioritize more than a lot of our unhealthier habits. Okay? A lot of people say that eating, fruits and vegetables are expensive. But I don't know. Some fruits and vegetables are a little bit less expensive than bacon. A pack of bacon, I see it is like $10. When you can get a bag of apples. Switch that out for breakfast, okay? How's everyone doing tonight? Thanks for joining. We're talking about weight loss myths and everything in between. And the myth that we're talking about now is that healthy eating is too expensive. And do you think healthy eating is too expensive? Or would you rather, if you're someone that's busy, would a meal prep service work for you? I always suggest, especially for my entrepreneurs, busy moms and dads, truck drivers, beauticians, any career that it costs a lot of your time, meal prep services like STL Green Eats is a really good meal prep service to save you time. And then you won't have to worry about grocery shopping, which is another time suck. But healthy eating is not too expensive. You just have to budget for it like everything else that you love. You have to budget for that party, don't you? You got to budget for that vacation. You got to budget for everything. Why not put health into your budget? You must see myth number 5. You must see results immediately. So people say that you have to see results immediately before you in order for you to realize they work. No. That's why all the people with their weight loss journey, such as me, I've lost over 60 pounds naturally, and I help others do the same. That didn't happen in a month. That didn't happen in 3 months. That didn't happen in just 6 months. Sometimes it takes you but you can definitely see results in these strategies within 6 months to a year, 6 weeks to a year, especially if you're someone that's really heavy on sodas, um, sugars, breads, sandwiches. Do I gotta keep listing? Especially if you're really heavy on those, you can definitely lose weight with my weight loss strategies within six weeks. And people definitely have. It really takes the discipline, and it takes really, you really wanted to do it. So for staying this long, I am so thankful that you stayed this long. So we're gonna do some bonus mythbusters. And also, if anybody is willing to go through a wellness strategy session right now, raise your hand or comment below. Hopefully I can see your comments on Facebook. Comment below and I can give you one either early tomorrow or I can do one right now. If you're watching the replay, that means you watched this far. So if you inbox me, not only will I be able to give you a complimentary free meal prep ebook, recipe ebook, but we can do a mini wellness session where I will go through a plan with you that can help you for the next 6 weeks. But I'm gonna need you to inbox me and take action and actually do it. And you can start losing weight within 6 weeks. You can actually start losing weight by, New Year's. But it really does take how bad do you want it? Or do you really want to lose weight? We're gonna go with my 3-day weight loss course. What we're going to be doing is first day, we're going to go over our why. Why do we want to lose weight? What made us get this far? If it's far gone, you know what I mean? And we're going to go over a lot about mindset, a lot about, feeling confident again, ways to do that. So just let me know in the comments, comment the word strategy, and I can send you a mini strategy. So for our bonus one, we're going to talk about one size fits all. That's what I always love about STL Green Eats and Shays Wellness Club. It is a customized approach to wellness and weight loss. For not just you, but your whole family. Why? Because we are all different. A lot of us, hey, thanks for joining. A lot of us really don't know what we need in order to make our weight loss journey be on our best level possible. A lot of us don't know that when we go through our strategy session, we go through a lot of things on what we don't like. That's why STL Green Eats is so awesome. Yes, that's right. Health equals wealth, always. Let me see. Yes, that's right. Health equals wealth. Thank you for telling, So we always have to make sure that we go through a customized approach. That's why for our wellness webinar that's going to be 3 days, we're going to go over those things. What do you like? What don't you like? There's so many really good fruits, vegetables, proteins, meal options, dessert options, snacks that really can make this easier for us. That's why I loved when I started figuring out how to meal prep and stuff. I was like, oh, all I have to do is learn how to cook my favorite meals, but healthier. I didn't have to give up chicken. All I had to do was learn how to bake. I didn't have to give up, certain things. All I had to do was switch things around. So I didn't have to. Well, I gave up sour cream, but Greek yogurt tastes just as good, you know. So I just really think that that was a good thing, you know. And also another bonus that you need fancy supplements in order for your journey to progress. You do not need fancy supplements, fancy workout equipment, fancy drinks, none of that. Water is free. I drink bottled water sometimes, but since I drink a gallon of water a day, it gets expensive drinking what? A, a gallon of water a day. A gallon of water a day is like 3 or 4 of these. And if you guys know, internal water is expensive. Unless you go to Dollar Tree. But that's a lot. That's a lot going through a lot of boxes, a lot of cases throughout the month. And plus, especially for those that don't recycle. But anyways, I would have to go through multiple bottles a day in order to get my monthly my gallon of water. So I take my gallon of water that I drink every day and I make sure I get it in with my faucet. But Missouri has a great tasting water. But anyways, so you don't need fancy supplements. You don't need 10 different let me see. You don't need 10 different vitamins and this does this and this does that and this does this and okay, you need just maybe stick to 3 vitamins if that, and that's always a multivitamin, something for your skin and hair, and maybe something to help. I don't know, it's up to you. But you don't need a bunch of different supplements in order to do this. You don't need crazy energy drinks that's gonna hype you up even more. You don't even need crazy stuff like that. And for the next one, and oh yes, another myth: weight loss is just about the scale. That is a lie. Weight loss is not just about the scale, because if you're someone, and I do encourage my ladies to pick up weights if you can, to always just sometimes when we're building muscle, the scale's not gonna, move that much. That's something I had to make myself remember. Like, okay, weight weighs more than muscle. So sometimes when the scale isn't exactly what you want, that doesn't really mean that you are doing bad. You at a certain weight and you with more muscle at a certain weight can look completely different, but the same weight, if that makes sense. Yeah. And also, did anybody want a complimentary weight loss session right now? Comment below or send me a message and we can get one started right now or in the morning if you're watching the replay. And also, we also have a wellness webinar coming up where we are going to be going over mindset shift. We're going to go with what to expect. We're going to be cooking in the kitchen. So if you want to cook with me while I go through a demonstration, we could do that on days. Well, I'm not going to say which day's which, but we're going to be going over meal prep strategy. We're going to be going over for our last day, we're going to make it fun. And we're going to do a at-home workout session, okay? Where I'm going to go over some simple stretches you can do at home and also some simple workouts. Because like I said before, you don't have to do crazy workouts in order to make everything happen. I didn't finish it earlier, but yes, the stretching, and pick 3 main workouts that you would like to do. And you can finish your cardio and go. Okay. So for that being said, I thank you all for watching today's Q&A. I hope that comment below which myth did you feel better about, or which myth did you think. Just let me know what you guys think. Which myth was your favorite that we busted that myth up. Again, I'm Shay with your weight loss tips of the day, and I'm here to help you lose weight and your wellness get better naturally. And this video is brought to you today by shayswellnessclub.com, your one-stop community for better all the way around. So with that being said, I appreciate you. Make sure you're doing something kind to others, okay? Make someone smile, put God first, and I'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye. Make sure you push your notifications so when I go live, you guys can see it. There you go.